Hello. So in this video, I'll explain our graph standards for the Rome Book Club on Write Useful Books. So our goal is to let each one do their own way of note-taking, but have a common standard so that we could communicate with each other. So our goal is to become writers of useful books. And as we read this book together and take notes collaboratively, we'd want to have a way of asking each other's questions and answering those questions. So that's going to be the way we'll communicate with each other. So to make this readable, so let's avoid writing notes on the book itself. So you could access this book through the right, so left sidebar here, right? Use books, or you could also use the search bar. You could search per chapter. It should appear there. Or for each chapter, you have also have 1.1, like that, or 1.2. So each section of each chapter is prefaced by its chapter number and section number of that chapter. Okay, so and to accommodate different note-taking styles, so we could write our notes in the daily notes pages or in our personal pages. So I prefer to uh, do my notes in the notes daily notes pages. So we can just agree that all the notes should be indented under the date, the name, and perhaps the chapter. Okay. So in this case, the date, this is already under the date where I'm doing this note taking. So I'll just put my name here. And today I'd like to read chapter 5. Well, I read the other chapters some time ago, but this one I'm in this situation right now, so this is what chapter I want to read. Okay, so what I normally do is to pin this or to show this in the sidebar, open the sidebar. So this the main page could be used for the reading the book. Okay. So let's go to chapter 5 here. Okay, so it would be good if we block reference the paragraphs that we take notes on so that, let's see, let me just use this as an example. So here, and you could put your notes here, but when we want to communicate, I guess the most simple way of doing that is asking a question to the club. And for instance, in this one, so in this paragraph, so maybe the question I want to ask the club is like, you in working so that's my question. So I'll just tag that with question, the tag question. Yeah. All right. So I'm opening this as a question to the entire club. So during our what you call this, or part of the habit should be when you're checking this graph is to check this question tag and see if there's like some questions from other club members that you might be able to answer. So here, and you could also filter this. So for instance, I want to remove this first conventions. So I could see the questions of other people here. Okay. Let's filter out Chrome CSS as well. Okay, so once we start asking questions here, so there should be some things here that might be interesting when you check this out. So this one, and also if they're like related ideas here in other domains, perhaps that would be interesting as well to check out. Yeah. So the other option is to, let me just go back to the chapter. Okay. The other option is to write your notes in your page. So let's see. I think Wilbert does it in his page. So for instance, here. So here are his notes about that. So you could see his notes on his page. In my case, if you go to my page, so it's all link references. So, and yeah, I could filter this as well. So my questions here, you could see it here, there. Okay. So what we're hoping for is that when we're reading this, you click the link references, you could see people's questions related to this or notes related to this particular block. Okay. Another thing which might be useful is the adding reactions. So for instance, this one, just just use whatever reaction you'd be which seems appropriate for you, and that would that would give a signal to the reader that this paragraph might be interesting. Anyhow, so in the next maybe a few minutes, I'll be continuing my note taking, but when I upload this, I'll just fast forward this part. So if you want to make highlights to a block, I suggest replacing it with text and alias. So it's still, you can still see it here in the link references, but you could create your highlights without affecting the main text. All right, so now, what if you want to answer some questions of the book club readers? So I found an example here because I asked a question earlier and I found the answer. So we also want to avoid writing on the notes of other participants. So what we want to do is we go to our own notes within the under daily notes pages or in our personal page, and then there we block reference the question. For instance, this is my question earlier, and I can just place the answer there. Okay, so that's it. So for instance, if you see a question, you could see, you just click on the block references or the blocks that reference to this, and you will see the answers of of other club members to this question. Okay, and then what else? Just let's be liberal in creating new link references. I just want to just create this beta readers link reference, and let's just make sure, yeah, that if there's existing one, to make use of existing block references. So make those, link references. So those link references, let's make them in our notes, and to leave the main, what you call this, main text of the book, free from any link references or our notes there. Okay, so if you have any questions, just message me in the Write Useful Books channel in Slack, or send me or tag me in Twitter at Rongfu. All right, that's it.